What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Cleveland Browns franchise here on Madden 26. We start another off season in today's video. Things are going to get crazy because there's a lot of stuff we got to take care of, including trading some possibly of our biggest overall players, highest overall players. Things are going to get wild today, so if you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so if you want to help me get to that mark, make sure you hit that subscribe button, join the Juice Club, and let's go see what the team looks like after these, frankly, franchise-altering trades happen. I'm not trying to be super dramatic when I say franchise-altering trades, but, I mean, we're possibly trading Jerry Jeudy and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, possibly other people alongside that. So those are two of our highest rated players on the entire team that you could consider that franchise altering. We are now two-time back-to-back Super Bowl champions. As we take a look at the season recap, we won the Super Bowl against the Dallas Cowboys this past season, this past episode you just saw, and obviously last year we won the Super Bowl against the Chicago Bears. So we're riding high. We are riding pretty high as two-time defending Super Bowl champions. But before we get into any crazy trades or anything, I do want to take a look at retirements and see who's calling it a career. Joe Mixon will retire. Ryan Kelly, Ronnie Stanley, both on the Titans. Matt Prater, Jalen Ramsey calls it a career. Hall of Famer Jalen Ramsey? I don't know. Hard to say. Jawan Bentley, Patriot legend. Kyle Duggar, Chris Boswell, great kicker. Probably a Hall of Fame kicker, I'd have to say. Jonathan Allen, Alvin Kamara, Hall of Famer. I don't know. Garrett Bradbury, Quentin Nelson, certainly a Hall of Famer. Travis Kelce, a Hall of Famer. Both, those are two big name guys retiring. That's pretty crazy. Patrick Ricard, Joey Bosa, Hall of Famer. Maybe not. I don't think he does, but he's had a good career. Dante Jackson, Alex Singleton. Anybody else of note? Jacoby Brissett, Patriot legend. Rayshon Jenkins, who we got rid of in the very first year of this franchise. Fado Kasi, James Conner, Tyler Conklin, Will Dissly. A lot of these guys are just in free agency. Jimmy Garoppolo, Patriot legend. Okay, so nobody of super note. Jadeveon Clowney, I guess, makes it as the retirements. I don't know if he makes the Hall of Fame. And then Pete Carroll retires as a head coach, so he wraps it up. But obviously no Browns retiring. We have a fairly young team, all things considered. I mean, our offensive line is pretty young. Obviously, we got a lot of young guys, plus DeJuan Jones. The oldest guy on our offense is probably Jerry Jeudy or Devontae Smith. I mean, we have Traylon Burks, but I don't think he's that old. Jonathan Taylor's semi-old now at this point. And then on defense, obviously, we have Myles Garrett and a few veteran guys like Denzel Ward and now Marlon Humphrey's a little bit of a veteran at this point. Kyle Hamilton's probably a veteran now. So we have a little bit of an older defense, but our offense is fairly young. And so the moves that we're going to be making today, we are going to be trading Jerry Jeudy. That is going to be what happens. He's in a contract year. I just don't really think it's viable to pay him what he's asking, even though he's a great player for us. He's made some unbelievable catches in the big moments, but we have Miguel Perez, we have Eddie Velasco, and there's possibly some draft picks in this draft, some wide receiver prospects that we might want to go after in this upcoming draft in this episode. Plus, we have Deion Brooks that we just took last year. We have Traylon Brooks still around, or Burks still around. So we've got some wide receiver options. The other guy would be Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah that we could possibly trade. Let's go. What's the coaching carousel again? Oh, that's right. We get to hire and fire coaches. I don't know why Aaron Glenn's job security is bad. We're two-time Super Bowl champions, and the defense hasn't been fantastic, but it's been fine enough. I doubt we find anybody better than Aaron Glenn, although I kind of want to see what's available. I am going to fire Aaron Glenn. Now, I could bring him back. I'm going to tell Aaron Glenn, we're going to relieve you of duties for now. Maybe we bring you back if there's not a better option, but I'm going to fire you for now, because I want to know what else is available. So we're going to look at available staff members for a possible new defensive coordinator. And it looks like it is just a bunch of made-up guys plus Aaron Glenn. I was hoping there was another head coach that maybe got fired. that I could maybe bring in as defensive coordinator, but it seems like there is not anyone. So I think I am going to just bring back Aaron Glenn. We're just going to rehire him as the defensive coordinator. He's back, baby. Welcome back, Aaron. We were just joking. We just see we said we were always going to bring you back. We just wanted to test the waters a little bit, Aaron. You were always welcome back. So he's now our new defensive coordinator again. Okay. So let's move on to the negotiation period. As you may have noticed, our salary cap has dropped significantly because the new NFL season has started, or the new NFL year has started, and the new year salaries have accumulated. So our salary cap has dwindled heavily as we accept the options of Mason Graham and of Jahad Campbell. We always knew we were going to do that. So let's back out and then load it back in now those guys are gone. So we have Jeremiah Wusu-Koroma. I would like to bring him back, but with our limited amount of cap space and the fact that he doesn't really want to be back, what is the problem with him not wanting to be? Like, why doesn't he want to be here? Because he wants to play in a state that has no income tax, and Ohio most definitely does have income tax. So that is the heavy influence for JOK. Jerry Jeudy would like to be back. Cole Bishop, I do want to bring back. Chase Young, I want to bring back. Traylon Burks, possibly I want to bring back. Ajabo, probably not. Craig Woodson, I would like. Ed Ingram, maybe, maybe not. Zach Zinter would be cheap. I can bring him back. But you may be wondering, Juice, how are you going to do that? Well, we're going to have to free up some cap space with some restructuring, but I'm going to... actually, I'm probably going to do that first. That would be the smart thing to do, wouldn't it? So let's go to the salaries and see who is a good salary cap restructure candidate. Obviously, Myles Garrett fits that bill. He's getting paid $33.4 million for this 2028 season, and then 66 and 61 the next 2 years. That is a hefty contract for a 32-year-old player, but he's Myles Garrett, so it's worth it. But he is a very viable candidate for restructuring, so we will add. We'll free up 13.4 million, and then 6.71 will be added to the next 2 years, so we can free up that. So now he's getting paid 20 million this year, but 73 next year and 68. It is what it is. I would like to keep Myles Garrett until he retires. Who knows when he retires? We'll see what happens. Kyle Hamilton, we just signed him to a fat contract last year, but he is definitely a candidate for restructuring. So we free up 6.92, and then the rest of that just gets pushed back for the next couple of years. 2032 is not super expensive. That's nice. We'll see if we're even playing this by 2032. I wouldn't think so, but you never know. Mike Hall Jr., we just extended him, but he's also a candidate for restructuring. So he gets pushed back a little bit. His money gets pushed back. And then Denzel Ward is probably our last guy, at least right now, that gets a little bit of a restructure. So that frees up a good amount of money. That frees up $36 million to bring back Cole Bishop, Chase Young, Traylon Burks, all these kind of guys. So let's start with Chase Young because he's the most expensive. I do want Chase Young back, and I want him back on a 4-year deal. That might seem a little crazy, but I do believe in Chase Young. Maybe a 3-year deal. Maybe a 3-year deal. We are going to have to slightly overpay because a lot of his motivations are negative towards us. We could switch that with the scheme fit. You know what? Maybe I can get that. Is that still a thing? Where if you switch your scheme fit, it changes his interest, like it increases it a little bit. I think that's still a thing. I'm not sure what a scheme fit he would want. I guess we can try a base 3-4. Maybe he likes that a little bit better. I'm not sure. Does he like that a little bit better? He doesn't. Was that what we were already in? I don't remember. What about the base 4-3? That was the other 86% one. Does he like that? He doesn't like that either. I wish it would tell me what he liked as his scheme fit. We can try a 3-4 under. Maybe he likes that a little bit. No, he doesn't like that. Can you tell me what scheme fit you like, Chase? I'd be more than willing to swindle you into believing that we're gonna change this scheme. What about a disguise 3-4? Maybe he likes that. Little disguise action? No, he doesn't. I mean, I can go through all of them if I have to. I can go through every scheme. What about a 3-4 storm? You like that, Chase? No, he doesn't like that. I still don't even know if this is still a thing in the game. It used to be a thing a couple years ago. What about a 4-3 cover 3? He doesn't like that either. Come on, Chase. I'll get one of them. 4-6 defense. Maybe he likes the 4-6 defense. He doesn't like the 4-6 defense. Okay. What about we already tried the base 4-3. We try the 4-3 under? I think we tried it. We didn't try Tampa 2. What about a Tampa 2? He doesn't like Tampa 2. I may not be able to swindle him into accepting any offers. What about a quarters 4-3? I don't think we tried that one yet. He doesn't like a quarters. Does he like any of my schemes? He just doesn't want to play for me, apparently. We already did a Skies 3-4. That's right. We did the Skies 3-4. We didn't. I don't think we did a 3-4 Storm yet. Do you like a 3-4 Storm? He doesn't like a 3-4 Storm. Come on, Chase. Work with me a little bit here. I think we did the 4-3 cover 3. Did we not? I'm pretty sure we did this already. Yeah, okay, whatever. So apparently every scheme that we have, he just doesn't like. So I'm gonna go back to we run a 4-3, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna go back to the 4-3, and we're just gonna have to overpay him slightly. We couldn't swindle him into thinking, oh, well now his interest is good. Oh. Oh, so just didn't update yet? Because his re-sign interest is still pretty low. I guess the big market, he wants to play in a big market, and Cleveland's not a big market, so. But the scheme fit now is better, I guess, which is good, but it still didn't affect his interest level, so we are still gonna have to overpay him. All right, let's see. Can I get him for 10 million each? I don't really want to have to use my franchise tag on Chase Young. That would be kind of disappointing. So I will go a little bit higher than I want to. I'll go like 12 million. I know that's a little steep for Chase, especially at 83 overall. I'll go 12 and 11. If he doesn't accept that, then he might be a trade candidate too. But that's a good offer. I feel like that's a little expensive for Chase Young, I will admit, but I needed to get him back, and we did just that. So Cole Bishop I want back because Grant Delpit is also a guy that I would like to trade. So Grant Delpit is going to be gone, so Cole Bishop is going to come back, and I think I can get him for 4 million salary, 6 million bonus, and he's going to return perfect. So both Chase Young and Cole Bishop are back. We have $5 million left. I would like to get Craig Woodson back. That's going to be most of our money remaining. How about that? Okay, Craig Woodson's back. It's a little expensive for Craig. That leaves us with 900K. So obviously we don't have enough money to bring back anybody else right now. But that is before we do the big trades like Jerry Jeudy. I don't really want to trade Jerry Jeudy, but I feel like he needs to get traded for the good of the team. And I do see some very, very interesting pieces. JT Tuimoloau, that would be fun. I mean, we don't necessarily need an edge rusher, but that'd be pretty sick. Trayvon Walker, who's a X factor at 27 years old, could also be pretty sick. Derek Hall, Derek Harmon, and then edge rusher Blake Bentley. He's getting some decent draft capital. He's not getting anything too crazy. I may have to make my own trade here. Who needs a number 2 wide receiver? Because let's be fair, Jerry Jeudy's not really a number 1. So who needs a number 2? The Chargers certainly could use a number 2. I mean, they have Trey Harris, but they certainly could use a guy like Jerry Jeudy. But I would really not want to trade him to a team that could affect us in the playoffs. The Colts certainly could use a number 2 wide receiver. The Commanders definitely need a number 2 wide receiver. Okay, the Commanders might be a decent shout here. They need a number 2 receiver beside Terry McLaurin. They have pick number 18. It's a little steep. I was hoping for a pick in the 10s, in the top 10. Can I trade Jerry Jeudy for a first round pick? That seems a little crazy, but I may be able to do it. If I can ask for a 1, a 2, and a 3, and then maybe extend it a little bit more and ask for something else. I just want to see where they're at with the value of him. Kayvon Thibodeau's in Washington. Okay. I just want to see where they're at. I just want to get a feel for where they have no corners. Oh, they drafted DeMar Brooks. I forgot about that. I just want to kind of see where they're at in terms of value. They don't really have any of the players that I want. So just give me Give me another two this year as well. This is not gonna go through. Most definitely not gonna go through. I just want to see where the value is at. Okay, that's actually not that bad. I thought it was gonna be like a little smidgen. That's a little under halfway for a first round pick, 2 seconds, and a third. We asked a high price, and that's not as bad as it could have been. So if I take away that other second round pick, then it gets over halfway, still in the red, but over halfway now. If I get rid of the third round pick, that gets into the orange. So trading just straight up for a first round pick is probably not going to happen. I don't even want to go. What if it goes through? Give me a third round pick this year. Okay, so it's probably not going to go through just normally. No, it's in the lime green, but just straight up for a first round pick, Jerry Jeudy. I didn't think that was ever going to happen, but I just needed to. I needed to know where the Commanders' heads were at for value of Jerry Jeudy. I do think the Commanders are the right team. I just got to figure out if I want to give anything up personally to help it get a first round pick. Because right now our only first round pick is the final pick of the first round. We do have 2 seconds. We have two fours. But we don't have a first round pick next year. We have barely any picks in 2029 because I traded all of them, I think, to get Chase Young or to get somebody back in the original the first season of the series. I can't remember exactly what I traded, but I traded a lot to get those guys. So now it might be coming back to get us. Do I just take one of the deals? I mean, there's some good ones in here. But it's the good ones, at least in terms of like the high overall players, are all guys that are at positions we don't necessarily need. Like getting an X Factor Trayvon Walker would be pretty cool. I don't think we need Trayvon Walker. We have Myles Garrett. We just signed Chase Young. We don't need an edge rusher. So we still do have Mike Green. I wonder if I could trade Mike Green for Trayvon Walker. That could be fun. That could be fun. I probably won't do that, but you never know. What about, speaking of the Jaguars, can I get Travis Hunter? Because he can play both ways. Okay. That goes halfway, almost exactly halfway. We would obviously have to give up something else. What would they want? I'm not giving up any of my running back. My running back duo is too nasty. Or my running back trio is too nasty. I'm not going to give up another wide receiver. I don't really have tight end value that they would want. There are some decent offensive linemen in this class. I could give them Ed Ingram. Ed Ingram's not going to push this through, but it could help it a little bit at least. It gets it into the orange. Okay, he's on a contract. He needs a new contract, so I'm probably not going to re-sign him anyway. Same thing with David Ajabo. That doesn't really help it, does it? Darn you, David. You didn't help it at all. How do I get Travis Hunter? I mean, I don't have to get Travis Hunter, but how do I get Travis Hunter? Maybe the way that I get Travis Hunter, we have a deep cornerback room. I didn't realize how deep we had it. Maybe we toss in a Marlon Humphrey? Would this go through? This might go through, actually. What's their cornerback situation looking like? Yeah, they could definitely use a Marlon Humphrey. They don't have really any picks this year. But if you give me your first round pick. I just want to see. Okay, I didn't want it to go through, so I just wanted to see. Give me your first round pick next year. Wow, that's actually really close. I think this would go through straight up if I didn't add any draft picks in. But the fact that I threw in a first round pick from next year and it almost went through is kind of crazy. This is an insane trade, by the way. If I did this, which I think I might. We have a lot of depth at corner. We have J.C. Horn, who we brought in. We have Widmer, who's developing. Will Johnson's good. Matt Marshall, we drafted after year one. Martin Emerson's still decent. We have Emmett Streets, who we drafted. I like our cornerback room. Marlon Humphrey was kind of just a good overall, like right away. That could help us. Grant Delpit probably doesn't get a good trade by himself. I wonder if I toss in Grant Delpit into this deal, if that helps it go through. It gets it really close. Ugh, this is. I wanna do this. I really do. I think this could be really really good. What about if I give you a fourth round pick this year? Okay, they don't like that. I mean, they like it a little bit, but they don't like it too much. What about a third round pick in 2030? Oh, I'm trying to steal a first round pick away. I don't think that's necessary. I think I'm getting a little too greedy. I think I am getting a little bit too greedy with the first round pick. I'm almost 100% sure that this right here, this combination would go through. I just feel like I can get something else. Maybe if I ask for a 2 and a 3 next year. Okay. What about just a 2? Okay. Hmm. Do I try to get more stuff? Do I try to get this second round pick? Am I getting that greedy for Travis Hunter, who can also play a little corner? Do I try to get a little greedy and ask for the second round pick as well? Because I could just toss in another fourth round pick from this year and possibly get it to go through close. I mean, I could give up my fifth and seventh in 2030. No, probably not. I'd probably have to give up the third in 2030, I would think. Would this go through? Oh, it's so close. Oh, it's going to go through. That makes me think if I could get the first. Where's the first land with that combination? Okay, so no, the first is out the window, which is okay. I mean, asking for Travis Hunter and a first round pick is kind of crazy anyway. So just take the second. We'll take the second round pick next year, and I'd probably have to give up a 7 in 2029, and that is so close. Is it going to be a 6? It might be a 6. I don't know if I have a 6 other than this year. I don't have a 6 other than this year. So a 5 in 2030. This will go through. I'm pretty sure. Is this what I want to do? Travis Hunter would be a wide receiver corner for us. So I mean he'd replace both Marlon Humphrey and Jerry Jeudy to be fair. Plus a second round pick. I've wanted Travis Hunter since we started this Brown series. I kind of want to get a little crazy. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh, it's through. It's accepted. Travis Hunter is now officially a Cleveland Brown, along with a 2029 second round pick. We give up Jerry Jeudy, Marlon Humphrey, Ed Ingram, who we weren't going to bring back anyway. A 4 this year, a 2030 third and fifth round pick. Wow, I didn't see that coming. When I started this video, I did not see trading for Travis Hunter. That was not on my to-do list, but it kind of happened in the spur of the moment. It kind of just happened. So Travis Hunter now becomes one of our wide receivers, plus he's going to be one of our corners as well. I know it doesn't track the stats, but he will become one of our corners as well. But I'm not done just yet. Not done. I kind of want to trade. I mean, we got to trade JOK, unfortunately. I don't really want to do it, but I can't restructure any more money to bring him back. So if I want to get something for him, I got to trade him now. And I might be able to use JOK to recoup some draft capital because I don't really need any other players. We kind of have a solid roster. Oh, Tetaroa. We don't need any more wide receivers, though. We're good. We're good on wide receivers. That'd be a sick trade, though, for Tetaroa. But we don't really need any other players. We've got loaded players. I mean, the other player that we could use is a left tackle, I guess. We're good everywhere else. We've got corner depth. We've got linebacker. I mean, I guess we could take another linebacker plus a couple of draft picks. Who needs a nice will linebacker? The Bears could, but I don't really want to help out a possible Super Bowl champion team. The Bengals could use one, but I don't want to help out the Bengals. The Bills don't want to help out the Bills. The Broncos don't want to help out the Broncos. The Bucks, they can't afford him. The Cardinals have Jack Kaiser. We'll see what he does. Diane Henley don't want to help out the Chiefs. The Colts could use one. Don't want to help out the Colts. The Commanders, but we're back with the 18th overall pick. Cowboys, we just played them in the Super Bowl. The Dolphins certainly could use Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. What's their draft pick look like? They have three. Oh my God, I forgot about that because they sold at the deadline. They have a ton of draft capital. Okay, we can actually work with the Dolphins here. They have a ton of picks to work with. I forgot that they made those trades. We can actually make something happen here, I think. They need a will linebacker. They don't have anybody. Their linebacking core in general is really bad. So Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah heading to Miami might not be a bad thing. But them, would they give me anything back in return? I might have to just spend a draft pick on somebody, although Lance Dunbar doesn't look too bad. Maybe I can parlay that into the... Give me Lance Dunbar. Give me a little Lance Dunbar action. And then give me... They got an X-Factor tight end? That's kind of crazy. You kind of have a decent offensive line. Jason Jones, what do they value him at, I guess? Is he better than what we could draft or develop in DeJuan Jones? Probably. Maybe I could package these two guys plus a draft pick. I mean, you got a ton of them. You got 3 first-rounders. How about you give me a second and a 3? I feel like this is decent value. You know what? I'm even going to ask for a little bit more just because it's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I want to see where their value is at. So let's try this trade, and it is super low. Okay, I just wanted to see. It's probably because they don't want to trade Jason Jones. I would assume that's the case. But I kind of want to see if I can get him. And I don't really want to trade any more draft capital. Although I could toss in... This could be where I toss in Grant Delpit. I chose not to trade him earlier. Where does that have us? Into the orange. I'm probably not going to be able to get Jason Jones. So let's take him off the board. Let's take Grant Delpit off the board too. Where would this get us? We get a second round pick this year. We get a second and 2 threes next year to recoup a couple of draft picks. And that goes through. I probably could have got a little bit more. Now I feel a little upset. I probably could have got a first round pick. All right, well, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah heads to Miami. We'll see if they re-sign him anyway. And we get back a nice little young linebacker and a bunch of draft capital to recoup from what we had. That is a pretty blockbuster trade. Lance Dunbar is off his rookie contract. We'll have to pay him next season, but we should have enough money to do that. Treylon Burks, we may have to just let go. I don't think he's going to have any value to trade. I don't really want to trade him away, to be fair. He's got no value. What about Grant Delpit and... Because I do want to trade Grant Delpit, I think. Will McDonald, Caleb Marshall. Ooh, Stephon Herring. I was trying to draft him in the first draft. That's kind of crazy. I like that a lot. But we have now 3 second-round picks. We have 3 second-round picks next year. Okay, we're kind of loaded up a little bit. I can probably package 2 of these second-round picks and a third-round pick into a first-round pick next year if I wanted to. Or maybe even some of these second-round picks this year. I kind of like the Stephon Herring one from the Steelers. I may try to do this, but if I do this, I might want an extra strong safety. They don't have one, darn it. They don't have any safeties, really. I may just move one of my own safeties to... Or one of my own corners to safety. That might help. Or we draft one. I'm going to do this trade, though. We're going to bring in Stephon Herring. The DeJuan Jones era may be done in Cleveland. Man, this was a crazy offseason start. The DeJuan Jones era may be done in Cleveland. He's a 85 overall power tackle, but he's just not getting the dev trade increases that I'm looking for. Herring is behind Dickinson on the right side. We also have LaPierre. So now we have good left tackle depth and good right tackle depth. We just don't have very good guard depth because we're going to lose Zach Zinter. We're also now kind of thin at wide receiver. Okay, we look a little weird now. I'll admit, we do look a little weird now. But I also probably want to put. Actually, I'll wait till the preseason to do that. I was gonna put Travis Hunter in a corner, but I'll wait till the preseason because I'm gonna keep auto generate or generating best lineup, and it's gonna keep taking him out. So we will just move Conrad Scholes. Oh, I can't because he's the fullback. We'll move Jonathan Taylor up there, I guess, and then move Fannin down to Scholes. Okay, some big time trades. Some big time trades happen. We're not going to be that active in free agency. I mean, we physically can't be that active in free agency because we have negative cap room now. But we're not going to bring back Ojabo unless maybe I can trade Ojabo for some backup offensive line depth. That might be something, I guess. No trade packages. There's got to be somebody that wants Ojabo. He's a left edge. I wouldn't mind some backup guards. There might be some guards in the draft, actually, but let's see. Who needs an edge rusher? Who needs an edge rusher? Still the Commanders. The Commanders do need an edge rusher. I mean, they have Thibodeau, but I think Ajaba's better. No, he's a 78. Ebike's better than that. Is there anybody out there that doesn't have a better than a 78 overall? Probably the Lions, but they have Rafael Lopez. Maybe they want to see if he can develop. There's not really any other team that has lower than a 78 overall, except for the Lions, at least at left edge. There's Trayvon Walker. I mean, I would try to trade for him, but what is his... Oh, I probably can't do it because I have negative cap room. I was going to say, what is his... If I go into the trade... Yeah, no trade package because I have negative money. I was very curious to see what he would go for. I probably should have done that earlier before I made the trade. Since Ajabo has no trade packages, maybe I can trade him to the Lions for a couple of draft picks. Because I'm probably going to draft a couple of guards, and they don't really have any guards that I want anyway, so I'm probably going to draft... I want Penei Sewell, but they're not going to give me Penei Sewell. If I could come away with a couple of draft picks for Ajabo, I think that would be a successful trade. If I could come away with a 3, a 4, and a 3 and a 4, not a 5, a 4. Okay, what about if I come away with a 3 and 2 4s? Okay, that's close. Do I have anybody else I can trade? I can trade Tonka Hemingway, I guess. All right, trade's official. We free up a little bit cap space, but we get some extra draft picks as well. Nothing too crazy there. Just freeing up a couple extra spots and then recouping some draft capital. So now we're kind of loaded on draft picks, at least in the middle rounds, second and third and fourth. And we move to free agency. We have 2.3 million, so we're not going to be players in free agency, but Josh Jacobs is here. Brandon Aubrey, Julian Love, Paris Johnson Jr. is kind of an insane possible pickup. And he kind of wants to be here, too. I'd love for you to be here, dog. I would. But I just don't have the cap room unless... Is there any way I can get enough money to sign Paris Johnson Jr.? Probably not, right? Probably not. I mean, I'm not going to trade Myles Garrett. He's not worth it. I guess I could trade J.C. Horn, but J.C. Horn I want. But he's the only guy that doesn't have a penalty because the Panthers are paying him his contract, so I could trade Mike Green. I have thought about possibly trading him, but that's not going to free up enough to get Paris Johnson Jr. What's he even asking for? Yeah, he's asking for 11.2. That's probably a little too steep. He's asking for 70.8 over 3 years. And we just don't have that kind of cap space with the people that we're paying right now. So unfortunately, Paris Johnson's not going to come here. It's not really worth it. I still wouldn't be opposed to trading Mike Green. I know we brought him in that first season along with Jack Sawyer and everything. I wouldn't be opposed to trading Mike Green, especially because he's kind of taking up spot for Chase Young. And he's also going to be expensive. 2 trade offers. One from the Patriots for another running back. And then Derek Mason, another running back. Oh, I just paid Chase Young. He's got to play. Mike Green is going to be... He's going to be expensive next year, isn't he? We don't have a lot of edge rusher depth if I trade Mike Green, though. You know what? I won't trade him for right now. We'll hold off. I'm going to advance a week and see where everybody goes in the draft or in the free agency. It looks like Tyreek Hill is retiring. He chose to retire. Josh Jacobs still unsigned. Julian Love signs the Patriots. Okay. Paris Johnson Jr. unsigned. Nolan Smith goes to the Jets. Javon Bullard to the Commanders. Nakobe Dean to the Titans. Jamel Dean to the Commanders. Very interesting. I can't believe Tyreek Hill chose to retire. That's kind of crazy. Another week into free agency. And we have Josh Jacobs still unsigned, but Paris Johnson Jr. signs to the Commanders. Danielle Hunter goes to the Colts. Zach Sealer also to the Colts. Zach Bond to the Texans. Rashawn Gary to the Patriots. Patriots spent a little bit of money. I mean, they didn't have that great of a year this year, so it makes sense that they want to spend some money and get good again. Where is Josh Jacobs going to go, though? That's kind of the last big piece to fall. Free agency recap. He goes to Cincinnati. Really? With Chase Brown? And don't they have somebody else, don't they? I could have sworn they got somebody else. Did they not? Who's on this Bengals running back room? They've got Josh Jacobs and Chase Brown, but they don't have... I could have sworn they had somebody else. Maybe they let him go or something, but Chase Brown and Josh Jacobs is a crazy combination. All right, well, the Bengals just became a little bit more of a threat. But now we reach free agency, or we reach private workouts. So one last time to look through all of the people. I am kind of considering moving on from Corey Bahor, Kez. And I found this guy, Tom McLaughlin. He looks pretty insane. I mean, to be fair, a couple of punters look kind of insane. This guy, Shamir Hurts, also looks kind of insane too. But Tom McLaughlin, when I looked at him, he had A, kick accuracy, A, short accuracy. He's 6'4". He's got elite kick power and elite speed. And that kind of intrigued me. So that's why I had him on my favorites board. But I'm kind of interested in him. I don't think I'm going to scout him. I'm not going to waste one of my things on a punter. But if I do end up taking a punter, it would be him. Kicker, I didn't really like anybody. I found Darren Dobson because he also looked intriguing with the elite kick power. But I think we're going to stay with Escobar. Although he can't really kick in the snow, which is a little bit annoying. But if I go to my favorites board, I did put a lot of favorites on here. I put quarterbacks on here not for my sake, but just to keep track of some of the top quarterbacks so we don't lose them. We're not going to be drafting a quarterback unless... I did find this guy. I want to show you this guy. This guy, Russell Black. He's 6'3" out of Alabama. He's a day 3 guy, but he's got elite speed. He ran a 4.35. Russell Black looks kind of crazy, and I've always wanted a fast quarterback on the team. Enriquez and what's his face? Shador Sanders, they're not that. So if I could get, and he's a day 3 guy, if I could get Russell Black in the 3rd round, or the 4th or 5th round or 6th round even, as just kind of a stash away that we bring in certain packages to run around, depending on how fast he is. I mean, 4.3 at quarterback is crazy. That's like Lamar Jackson territory. So maybe even faster than Lamar Jackson. I don't even know. So that's why I had him on the board. But these other quarterbacks I just want to keep an eye on in the draft. Wide receiver, Shaq Langford looks like my kind of guy. He's 6'4", 230, not just because he's from Ohio State, because he's 6'4", 230, and we know all about him, and he looks great. He looks really, really great. He's very well-rounded. He's not, like, fantastic at one certain thing, but a 6'4", 230 receiver, you're getting into Jeremiah Smith territory. You're getting into Calvin Johnson territory. This dude, or 6'4", 230. He looks like a freak. So... gonna keep an eye on him. D. Booth also looks pretty good. There's one tight end that I found that looked intriguing, Manuel Barron. But we're kind of good with Fannin and Scholes, although he looks really good. We're kind of good with what we have there. Offensive lineman, there's a top 5 guy in Tony Garner. I wouldn't mind getting Tony Garner to have offensive line depth. There's also a center in Caesar Cantu, and then a right tackle, Earl Hall, who I found. There's a couple left tackles as well. And then possible edge depth, but these guys are probably going to go earlier than I would like. defensive tackle depth, one linebacker that I found that was possibly draftable. And then this is not a very good linebacker class this year, unfortunately. And then a couple of corners. I don't think we need any more corners, but just keep an eye on them. And then obviously the kicker and the punter. So who do I want to use my three focus players on? I probably, I mean, I kind of want to use one on Russell Black to figure out exactly how good he is, but that might be a little bit of a waste. Maybe I should do it on another offensive lineman. That would probably be smart. I'm probably not going to be in position to get any of these big time edge rushers. There are a couple of decent ones. But these are all the best players that I found personally through my own individual scouting off camera. And other guys that are just I wanted to keep an eye on, like the quarterbacks. Obviously, there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this class, so I wanted to keep an eye on them to see when they go. But there's some decent receivers. Rush is a fine receiver from what I found. Evan Hunter looks decent. Gooden looks fine, but I think Shaq Langford's my guy. If we're gonna take a receiver, I think I'm gonna take Shaq Langford. I'm very high on him. And then because we don't really have that big body guy. We have a lot of littler guys like Devontae Smith's kind of a little guy. He's very thin. He's good, quick. And Velasco and Miguel Perez are tiny guys. We just let go Traylon Burks. Traylon Burks is our biggest guy besides Jerry Jeudy. So we need that big one-on-one 50-50 he's going to go and get it type of guy. And I think Shaq Langford could fit that. I may use one on Manuel Barron. That might seem a little weird, but he just looks really good. So I want to know exactly what his talent level is. And then we're probably not going to be in position to get Bryce O'Donnell, but we may be able to get a guy like Juan Martinez. So I may scout him just to figure out a little bit more about him. And then my final private workout, it may be a depth piece. Maybe one of these corners is good at a safety position. I mean, we only need to know Dwayne Jackson. We know the other ones. Maybe Dwayne Jackson can play a little safety. He's got good block shed. I think I want to figure out how good Dwayne Jackson is. So I think those are going to be my three guys. Dwayne Jackson, Manuel Barron, and then Juan Martinez. Those are going to be my three guys. Let's do that. And we will advance to the NFL draft and get ready for the good stuff. We will get ready for the good stuff. Let's figure out exactly how good those guys were, by the way. All right, so Manuel Barron is a round one talent. Good to know. Juan Martinez, round one talent. What about this dude? Also round one talent. Man, this is a decent draft. Okay. We're probably going to take a corner in this draft. We're probably going to take an offensive lineman or two in this draft. I mean, we have capital now. If we go to our draft capital, we got a lot to work with at this point. We've got our own first round pick, but then we have 3 seconds. We have a third, a 4, and a 6. So we may have to reach on some. Like I may take the quarterback in the 4th round and then take the punter in the 6th, if that's where I'm going to go. Or we trade down with one of our seconds. But I think we've got a lot to work with here. The mock draft number 5, has Bryce O'Donnell going 1, then Shane Russ at 2, Angelo Hardwick at 3, Evan Patton 4, D'Angelo Stockton 5, and so on and so on. Manuel Barron's going to go 11 to the Bengals. That's the last thing they need is a beast of a tight end, but I don't think I can get up there to stop them. So Dwayne Jackson's going to go 15. Juan Martinez is going to go 18 to the Commanders. So we might be on the outside looking in for most of this since we're picking this late in the draft. They want us to take a running back. We have too many of those. We're not going to do that. I don't know. There's a world where we trade up. I mean, we have the assets and the ammunition to do that. There's a world where we trade up. I just don't know if that is a world I want to live in. If we just stay at 32 or if we trade up. Who knows? But I'm going to go get everything set for the draft, and I will see you in there. We are all set for the NFL draft. Let's get this started. Where do we go in the draft? What happens? I don't know. I can't wait to start it though. Let's see what happens. The NFL draft begins, and I think that said the Saints were on the clock first, and they are. All right. Well, the number one overall pick, the New Orleans Saints, have it. Where will they go? Who will they take? Here we go. It is Bryce O'Donnell. Welcome to the New Orleans Saints. Get ready to learn New Orleans, buddy. Bryce O'Donnell is drafted. Big time player, won a national championship for the Miami Hurricanes on that left side. 6'5", 308, agile left tackle, generational type athlete for Bryce O'Donnell. Just a fantastic overall player, superhuman strength, did not allow a sack in his entire college career. This guy is a lockdown safety type of just a generational vault at left tackle. He's not going to get let anything past him. And he does not get penalized either. He does not hold. He does not do much other than block you into the dirt. So Bryce O'Donnell, fantastic player, and he is the first off the board in the 2028 NFL Draft. Number 2, the Arizona Cardinals are up next. Who will they select? They will take Shane Rush, wide receiver. Up next, number 2 overall. Welcome to the NFL, Shane Rush. Exceptional body control on the sidelines. He's 6'2", 226 out of Florida State. Very physical wide receiver. Fights for every single yard. Has no issue climbing the ladder to make those catches, those tough catches. Avoids the big hits following the catches. So he'll catch the football and have the athleticism to dodge away and not get hit. He is a fantastic receiver. And he is now the number 2 pick in the NFL Draft. The Green Bay Packers are up number 3 overall. Who are they going to take? They will take Angelo Hardwick, a right edge who many thought to be the best player in the class. Angelo Hardwick was projected to go number 1 overall. The Saints didn't like him. They took Bryce O'Donnell, and now Angelo Hardwick heads to Green Bay. Out of LSU, 6'5", 263 speed rusher, freak athlete with fantastic instincts, has a lethal swim move. Some people think this could be the next Micah Parsons. He's that level of talent. Moves through pass protectors with ease, has a tremendous motor, will not go down easily. He is a wonderful talent at the position. He's just a fantastic overall player, and he is headed to the Green Bay Packers. At number 4, the Baltimore Ravens are up. The Ravens could use some offense. They could also use some defense. Where are Baltimore going to go with this pick? They go with Kofi Patterson out of USF. That's an interesting one. I like Kofi Patterson. He was on my list of guys that I potentially wanted. Out of USF, like I mentioned, 6'1", 261. He always looks first to rip the ball away from the ball carrier. He's a tremendous nose for the football kind of guy. He's a better run defender than he is a pass rusher. He's not going to always win in the passing game, but he will dominate the run game. He's quick off the line. The moment the ball is snapped, he's boom, like a flash, like a lightning bolt getting to his block. He led the team in tackles for loss the last 2 seasons. Angelo Hardwick is a freak, and he has now been drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, who could use him in a very, very good way. And that also hurts us for the division. Kofi Patterson's a great player. Very scared of him now. The Indianapolis Colts are up next at 5. They will take D'Angelo Stockton, a quarterback out of the University of Washington. 6 foot, 231, strong arm quarterback. He did skip the combine, though. Did not want to go, did not need to go. He won the Heisman Trophy this past college football season, so he probably thought that he didn't really need to show anything else. He showed everything on film. You can go see what you need to see. He has a very compact, fast, traditional throwing motion, stands tall in the pocket, and gets to his 3rd and 4th reads very fast. So if his first read's not initially there, he's going to get to that 2nd read, get to that 3rd read, get to that 4th read. He's not going to waste time in the pocket. He's not going to make any unnecessary errors. And D'Angelo Stockton could be the quarterback of the future for the Indianapolis Colts. We know that in this series, the Colts had tried to make it work. They got rid of Anthony Richardson. They sent him to Pittsburgh. They brought back Will Howard. They tried to make it work with this weird pairing of Will Howard and the Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard. Neither of them were really standing out. So they think at number 5, they're going to take their guy, D'Angelo Stockton. Maybe he's the future for the Indianapolis Colts. At number 6, the New England Patriots are up, and they will take Isaiah McCann, defensive tackle from Clemson. This man is a freak. 6'2", 296. He does have a few character concerns, though. He was ejected 4 different times during his college career, so he can be a little hot-headed, maybe get a little bit too aggressive at times, and maybe make some bad decisions on the football field. But when he's on the football field and not suspended, he is a freak. Great instincts, swats the ball from the line like a basketball player, has great hops, will jump over offensive linemen and block the ball a lot of times. Maybe a very versatile piece on special teams with blocked kicks and punts. You never know. And he also has just phenomenal strength, and he's an unreal athlete. So a big-time pickup for the Patriots, maybe a replacement for their main man, Christian Barmore, who, I mean, we are 3 years deep in this now. Maybe Barmore is no longer on the team. You never know. At number 7, we have the L.A. Rams. Yeah. Let's see what they got at number 7. Who are they going to take? They take Caleb Arnold. Caleb Arnold, the next pickup. And this man is a beast. He's a D tackle out of Iowa State, 6'2", 303, nose tackle. He's a little undersized at 303, so you got to keep that in mind when looking at a guy like Caleb Arnold. But he is a great player. He's well-rounded. He's not great at one specific thing, but he's very, very good at a lot of different things. But he doesn't specialize on one thing. Teammates love him. He plays hard. He strips the ball at an elite level. He's going to force a lot of fumbles. He's a very well-rounded player, and he's a good pickup for the LA Rams, who are looking for that next big-time piece to the puzzle. And maybe they found their guy in Caleb Arnold. At number 8, the Jacksonville Jaguars are up. Who do the Jaguars want at number 8? They want Braxton Cousins, the number 1 quarterback on the board. 6'1", 226 scrambler out of Georgia Tech. Beautiful spiral on his passes. Stands tall in the pocket, even though he's not the tallest quarterback in the world. He does stand tall in that pocket. He's always aware of the pressure, can move a little bit, does well to avoid the sacks by throwing the ball away, has great awareness, great pocket awareness, does not take a lot of sacks, and he loves to run and play outside the structure of the play and the structure of the line. He's also got a tremendous arm. This guy is the number 1 quarterback on the roster, or on the board, for a reason. It is a little bit sketchy that the Jaguars took a quarterback in the top 10 when they have Trevor Lawrence, but maybe Trevor Lawrence is starting to get a little bit too expensive. He's getting up there in age now. Maybe the Jaguars see the writing on the wall. Maybe Trevor Lawrence wants out. The Jaguars haven't necessarily been as successful as they probably want to be. So maybe they see the guy of the quarterback of the future as Braxton Cousins. He's on a rookie deal now. He's a lot cheaper than Trevor Lawrence. Maybe they want to ship Trevor Lawrence to a contending team that is a quarterback away. You never know. That could be a possibility. But taking a quarterback in the top 10 makes you think Trevor Lawrence might be on the way out. At number 9, the Houston Texans are up, and they probably don't need a quarterback. They take Miguel Manuel, who is a big-time running back prospect from the University of Utah. 6', 231 power back, shows decent awareness to protect the ball when getting hit. Needs to work on the simple concentration drops coming out of the backfield and screen passes, all that kind of stuff. Does drop some of those every once in a while, but he does fight for every single inch as a runner. He's a very hard-nosed runner, avoids the big hits following catches, so when he does end up catching the pass, he will try to avoid best as possible juke moves, spin moves, avoiding that contact after he catches the football, when he does eventually catch the ball. And he excels at creating yards after the catch. So, I mean, he may struggle actually catching the football, but when he does catch it, he's pretty dynamic at doing it, so after the catch. But the problem is trying to get him the football in the first place. But the Texans like him. They think he's a good player, and he is headed to Houston at number 9. Number 10, the Miami Dolphins, who have multiple first-round picks in this draft. They will take their first one on Dorian Reynolds. Dorian Reynolds out of the University of Michigan State. He's a 6'6", 270 pass rusher, utilizing the spin move exceptionally well, very strong, knows for the football, looks to strip the ball whenever available, whenever the opportunity arises. He's got a motor that runs through the whistle, very physical player, and he probably is going to help that Miami pass rush at least a little bit. And he is the last pick in the top 10. Number 11, the Cincinnati Bengals are up. And Cincy, what could they use? Probably defense, but they instead go tight end. Miguel Barron, the best tight end prospect in the draft. Really the only tight end prospect in this draft. 6'6", 247 vertical threat out of Oregon. He won the Mackey Award this year. He has elite speed for the position. He's just an unbelievable receiver. He's a subpar blocker. He's not going to be in the dirt by the offensive lineman in the trenches blocking for you on the goal line. That's just not the type of player that he is. At least if he is down there, he's not going to excel at that. He needs to work on that. Maybe he gets into an NFL training camp, and that's what they work on. His blocking is a little bit bad, but he isn't a phenomenal pass catcher. He runs routes better than some receivers do. He's basically a fifth receiver, a fourth receiver, like actual wide receiver on the field. He's that type of athlete. He's basically a Kyle Pitts type of player. He's a little bit bigger than Kyle Pitts is, but he's basically a Kyle Pitts type of player. Miguel Barron headed to Cincinnati. That's the last thing we needed Cincinnati to get as the Browns. They already have Jamar Chase. They already have T. Higgins. They already have Chase Brown. They now have Miguel Barron, who could be a pretty decent threat. And speaking of decent threats, here comes the Steelers. Are they going to take a quarterback? They have Anthony Richardson, but is he the guy? Probably not. We'll see what they do. And they go corner, Rashad Coleman. Some people think Rashad Coleman is the best corner in this class. 6'2", 183 out of West Virginia. Very man-to-man type of guy. Long, lanky frame. Does not really get beat on one-on-ones. Plays the ball in the air at an elite level. He's got great reaction time, so when he sees that ball, he's going to react to it very well, swat the ball out of the air, maybe even catch a few picks every once in a while. And he covers the boundary very well. He's very good at the boundary side. He's very good at limiting the space that his receiver has that he's covering and making life very difficult for the receiver that he's covering. And the Steelers pick up a very, very big-time corner in the first round. At number 13, the Kansas City Chiefs. Are they going to get back to dominance? Can they restart their dynasty, or has time passed them by? Who's their first round pick? It's going to be Eric Hall, right tackle, prospect out of Texas A&M, 6'6", 309, pass protector, long arms, strong lower body, will not get moved very easily from oncoming pass rush. He can stay in his spot and really cannot get moved. Could use some work technically. He's very physical, very raw talent, but he could use some technical skill, some training there, maybe some one-on-one time. But right now he's a very good mold to build upon. Great athleticism. He's basically a work in progress, and the Chiefs take him thinking that they can fix him as that work in progress. Number 14, the Atlanta Falcons. Who are they going to grab? They will take Ricky McClellan, defensive tackle. We don't know much about him, out of Tennessee. Congratulations to him. He goes in the first round. Dwayne Jackson, 15, to the New York Giants. Giants could always use cornerback health, and Dwayne Jackson was thought to be maybe the second best corner in the class. It was really between him and J.J. Sutton as the second best corner, but Dwayne Jackson, the Giants thought he was better. He is a 6'1", 190 man-to-man corner, elite, change of direction, can stay with almost any receiver on the field, except for maybe the top speed guys. He doesn't have like blazing speed to keep up with those guys, but he can stay with most receivers in the NFL. He plays through the receiver. He's going to come back to the ball, fight for the ball, and not really get penalized for it. He's very smart, very aware player. He knows how to not get fouled playing through the receiver like that. He does struggle on the boundary, though. He probably profiles best as a slot corner, but as a boundary corner in college football, he did okay. Wasn't fantastic. That's why he got moved inside of the slot, and he probably profiles a little bit better as a slot receiver or a slot corner in the NFL. And the Giants take him at 15. At number 16, the Minnesota Vikings. They have back-to-back picks here. What are they going to do with them? They will take J.J. Sutton. I just mentioned J.J. Sutton as some teams valued as maybe the second best corner in the class compared to Dwayne Jackson. Well, the Vikings said, you know what? You took Dwayne, we'll take J.J. He ends up being 6'3", 188 man-to-man out of South Carolina. Savvy defender with the ball in the air. plays through the whistle, very well disciplined, plays physically but avoids penalties, and he has ball hawking tendencies. He led his team with 6 interceptions last year in South Carolina, almost broke a team record, and just a phenomenal ball hawking type of corner. And they take him at 16. And now they have back-to-back. Now they have 17. What are they going to do at this position at number 17? What do they need? They will take Eric Ballmer, left tackle prospect. Okay. Eric Ballmer, great player. 6'4", 320 pass protector, left tackle out of Georgia. Tremendous blocker, quick feet, really exceptional reaction timing. So when that ball is snapped, he's going to get to his spot. He's going to get to his drop step exceptionally quick. He's got a great mix of size and mobility. He's got fantastic discipline, and he might have just saved J.J. McCarthy on his blind side, because he is a great player. He blocked at Georgia very, very well. And at 17, the Vikings might have gotten a franchise left tackle. You never know. Number 18, Washington is up. Who are the Commanders going to take? They grab Juan Martinez out of the Ohio State University, blocking for another quarterback in this class, Dwayne French, who we haven't seen come off the board yet. But Juan Martinez, 6'4", 337, power left tackle, and by power, I mean super strength. He's a freak. He tested very well at the combine. He was in the top 3 in every single combine drill for offensive linemen. He's basically a complete player. No real weaknesses, high football IQ, very, very versatile, can play left or right tackle, played both in college. And Juan Martinez, the Commanders might have just gotten Jaden Daniels, a franchise left tackle. That's a big-time get. And I might have looked at Juan Martinez at number 32 if he fell that far, but unfortunately he does not. At number 19, the New York Jets. Where are they going to go? They will take Glenn Mitchell, left tackle prospect out of USF. Very complete player, as you can see on the top of your screen there. Number 20, the Chargers. Who are the Chargers going to get? They take Starling, out of the Ohio State University, another big-time corner prospect off the board. The Lions at 21 will grab Tony Garner, left guard prospect from Miami University, the U. Played on that same offensive line as guys like Bryce O'Donnell and Cesar Cantu, the center, who has not been picked yet, but he was also on that same offensive line. He's 6'5", 300, could even move over to left tackle or right tackle if you needed him to. He excels at all aspects of blocking, explosive drop step, which is why he could probably profile as a tackle if he needed to, if the Lions needed to move him over. I know they already have Penei Sewell at right tackle, so maybe they move Tony Gardner to left tackle, and he probably thrives at that. He can play tackle at the next level, like I mentioned. He's got raw strength. Very, very strong player. He's not like a traditional raw strength guy. He's got like that raw farmer strength type of strength. He's very strong. And the Lions pick up a nice offensive guard prospect in the 21 spot. At number 22, the Saints are back up. They already took Bryce O'Donnell at number 1. Where do they go at number 22? Chuck Henley, Sam linebacker prospect out of Wisconsin. That's a great player. I mean, he was probably the best linebacker prospect in the draft. So the Saints kind of killing it right now in the first round. The Dolphins have the next 2 picks. At number 23, they will go with Cesar Cantu. I just mentioned him when I was talking about Tony Garner. 6'1", 298 out of Miami. I mean, 3 Miami offensive linemen taken in the first round. You know they're doing something right. A 4-year starter, captain for 2 of those years, blocked through the whistle. He's a real grinder type of center. He's a real hard worker. He's one of those centers that basically you want on your team, because whether the game is going well or not, he's going to motivate you, he's going to keep you positive, and he's going to get you through the hardships that Miami may or may not be facing. So that's a really good locker room pick and he's also just a great player on the field. So Cesar Cantu headed to Miami, stays local, good pick for the hometown kid. And the Miami's back up with number 24, and they will take Jabari Wilcox at 24, corner out of Washington, very well-rounded player. Now the Titans have 3 picks in the next section here. 25, 26, and 29. Who do they go with at 25? They will take Pat Fountain. A lot of corners off the board here. I didn't really think that there was many good corners after the first few. After J.J. Sutton and after Rashad Coleman and who was the other one that was on here? Dwayne Jackson, excuse me. Dwayne Jackson. Those three were kind of the best three, but maybe Jabari Wilcox, Devon Starling, maybe they can end up being good players, and Pat Fountain also. Titans back up with another pick. They will take Jamichael Bassey, center prospect from LSU. Very good player as well. We'll see where he takes the Titans. At number 27, Tampa Bay is on the board. And Tampa Bay will take Demario Smiley, cornerback from Duke. Okay. The Bears are up at 28. They will grab themselves Dylan Henson. I said it wasn't a deep cornerback class, but I may be wrong. I mean, so many corners going in the first round. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 corners gone in the first round already, in the first 32 picks, or first 28 picks, I should say. And now at number 29, the Titans back up. They just took a corner and a center, and they will take an edge rusher, Theo Johnson. Now, Theo Johnson, now we're talking with a great player right here. Theo Johnson, right edge rusher out of Louisville, 6'3", 279. Came in a little overweight at the combine, though. He was a little bit not prepared, you could say. Maybe didn't take the combine super seriously. He was suspended 6 games last season for violating team rules. We didn't get a full explanation on what those team rules were that he violated, but he did come into the combine overweight, and he did violate team rules, so maybe you put 2 and 2 together, you see what he did. Plays through the whistle, though, when he's on the field, when he's not suspended, when he actually cares, when he actually gives a crap. He is a fantastic player. Plays through the whistle, bowls through the offensive line. He is not going to be stopped. He will go and go and go and go. And he has great strength as well. So Theo Johnson headed to Nashville. We'll see where he ends up playing for the Titans. 3 picks left in the first round. Bills, Cowboys, and your Cleveland Browns. What will the Bills do at 30? The Buffalo Bills will take Vernon Irving, another cornerback off the board. This cornerback room might be deeper than I thought, or maybe I just misjudged how many NFL teams value corner in the first round this year. It looks like a lot of teams needed corner. So maybe the cornerback class isn't as deep as I thought, but they're just taking corners because they desperately need them. And now at 31, the Dallas Cowboys, the runner-up in the Super Bowl, take Eddie Ellison, strong safety from Clemson. And now we are up at 32. Where do we go? That is the big question. Dwayne French is still on the board. Evan Hunter is still on the board. There's still a lot of guys that I favorited on my board. If I go to my favorites list, I've got a lot of guys on here. You know that I was looking at Shaq Langford. I think I can get him in the second round, though. I don't want to go too crazy on reaching for a guy like Shaq Langford, but I do think he is a great, great player. The only problem is we don't really have anything else on my favorites list that I want to take. We don't need to take a quarterback in the first round. If I'm going to take a quarterback, I'm going to take a guy like Russell Black in day 3 because we saw how good of a athlete he was. We don't need a running back, so Josh Bush is kind of off the table. I don't think I need to take 2 wide receivers, at least not 2 in the first round or 2 in the first few picks. I either take Shaq Langford a little bit early. I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a reach. I think we pick at 7 in the second round, so it's not that much higher or that much lower than at 32. We either take him now, or we could take a guy like Glenn Dixon out of Duke. I did think he was a fine athlete when I was scouting him. He's not like fantastic. He certainly wouldn't start right away. And we don't really need edge rusher. I guess let me take a look at my team real quick. Let me take a look at the team, see what we're kind of working with here. We just brought in Travis Hunter, so we're good there. We don't really need a tight end. We have Fannin, we have Conrad Scholes. Offensive line is looking really good, except for the left tackle position, but I don't think there's a left tackle on the board that we could grab. We could use maybe another linebacker because Overshown, who knows what happens with him. Cornerback room is looking really, really good. I don't think we need to draft a corner. We've taken a corner the last 2 years. We took Matt Marshall in year 1. We took Kyle Widmer in year 2, so we're kind of good on corner. And like I said, with edge rusher, we have Mike Green, we have Jack Sawyer, we have Chase Young, who just re-signed. So edge rusher's kind of good as well. I guess I could see a world where we maybe move a guy like Mike Green up to Sam linebacker, but I do like Overshone as well. And we have Faulkner, who could end up being something. Probably not. We also have Dunbar. I don't really know. Maybe we take a backup safety. I'm not really sure what we do. Anything that we take is going to be depth. We could trade out of this pick. That's also a possibility. We could certainly trade out of the pick. But anything that we take is definitely going to be depth at this point. I'm not really sure. I do like Javier Early. I do think he's a decent player, but I think it's too early to take him. He's a day 3 projection. We don't need to take him right now. I'm not really sure where I want to go. I mean, Glenn Dixon's about the best edge rusher we could go with. I'm kind of leaning towards trading the pick away. I don't really know what I can get for it. It's not a very highly valued first round pick. And I'm really banking on the fact that we can get Shaq Langford at second round pick 7. I can get some picks this year. I can get a second, a third, and a fourth from Tennessee. I wouldn't mind that. A first round pick in 2030 wouldn't be bad. I'd probably prefer one in 2029, which the Falcons are offering me. It looks like them and the Bills are the only... Oh, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I didn't see that. Looks like there's only a few teams offering me a 2029 first round pick. I wouldn't hate that. Tampa could be bad this next year. The Falcons also could be bad. I'm not going to take the Bills first round pick. That's going to be just a waste because the Bills are going to be pretty good. It's either we take Shaq Langford at 32, slightly higher than what I think we can get him at, or we take a first-round pick next year and have 2 first-round picks to work with in 2029, which I wouldn't hate. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do the Tampa. Where did Tampa pick this year? Tampa picked at 27, so they're probably going to be pretty good. The Falcons picked at 14, so it's, I guess, a higher chance that they're bad again next year. They're also going to be a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th this year. I'm going to take the Falcons offer. I'm going to trade for a first-round pick next year. That gives the Falcons a second first-round pick, and they will grab themselves Hugh Keaton, a Sam linebacker who looks pretty good. At number 33, the Saints are up, and they will take Dwayne French. Finally, he goes off the board. The Saints might have gotten their quarterback. They've been kind of waiting for their guy, and Dwayne French is here out of the Ohio State University. 6'3", 227, strong arm, fantastic sense of pressure, has great touch on the ball, has an NFL arm. Gets rid of the ball at the first sign of pressure, plays well inside and outside of the pocket, and he's got a fast flick of the wrist throwing motion with phenomenal strength. And he was throwing to D. Booth and to Shaq Langford in college. So this man knows how to throw to good receivers, and the Saints are building quite the good team. I think they could do it, and they take him at 33. At 34, Taylor Ruiz heads to Arizona. The Packers are up at 35. They get Glenn Dixon out of Duke. Glenn Dixon going to Green Bay. He's a 6'2", 255 speed rusher. He's very experienced. He's played a lot of football, a lot of college football. Great discipline, utilizes power and leverage to bowl through pass protectors, uses a spin very effectively to get around those pass protectors if the power and leverage doesn't really work. And then he accelerates at an elite level so he can get to his top speed super fast, and he will hit you hard. He will make you forget your lunch that you ate. He will hit you hard, and he will hit you often. And he goes to Green Bay. So the Packers really loaded up on edge rusher. They took an edge rusher in the first round. They take an edge rusher in the second round. We'll see if the Packers can do anything with that. Baltimore up at 36. They will take Frank Gooden, the first big-time wide receiver off the board out of Tennessee. 6'3", 226. He excels at 50-50 attempts. He's a very physical runner, runs crispy routes. He will boom, cut you like a knife. He runs crispy routes. He's got strong body control when boxing out defenders, so if he gets in front of you, he's going to be able to box you out like a power forward and be able to secure the possession of the football, and he's got strong hands as well. He's a fantastic runner, and he played in that Tennessee offense, which is kind of like the wide splits out to the sidelines and stuff. So he's got a little bit of experience going deep down the field. We'll see how that works for Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. At number 37, the Indianapolis Colts are up, and they will take Evan Hunter. It seems like a run of receiver is up. I may have to trade, actually. Evan Hunter, Florida State wide receiver, 6'2", 235, physical receiver, does need to work on simple concentration drops. He kind of gets ahead of himself a little bit. He thinks that he thinks about what he's gonna do after the catch before he's made the catch, basically, is his problem. So, I mean, you can work that out in an offseason or a preseason. You can get that out of him pretty quickly. Other than that, he's very disciplined. He's got great body control, soft hands. It's like butter. It's like bread, not like butter, like bread. That ball will come into it and it's soft, like a cushion. He's got very soft hands, lacks focus when he watches film, and he may have a few character concerns along with those simple concentration drops. Evan Hunter's kind of I don't want to say an airhead. He's more of a guy that's kind of got his head in the clouds, basically. He's a nicer way of saying it. He's more of a guy that's thinking of the bigger picture than the little things. He doesn't take the little details very seriously. At 38, the Patriots are up, and I think this is where we need to make a move because there's a run on receiver, and the next good receiver is Shaq Langford. Although, I mean, you've got a couple above him, but I don't really want to risk. I know we're one pick away. I don't want to risk losing him because the Patriots could use another receiver. I think we got to make a move for this pick. It's not very far. It's only one spot, so it shouldn't cost us that much to move up one spot. From 38, or from 37, no, from 39 to 38. And it's pretty much there. It is pretty much there. I could use one of my 6th-round picks that I just acquired from that Falcons trade, and that will get it done. So we trade up one spot. I don't think he would have gotten taken here, but I just couldn't risk it. So we are going to grab Shaq Langford. He is a absolute monster. 6'4", 230. He's basically a Jeremiah Smith build. He just happens to be from The Ohio State University as well. He is a phenomenal freak, and Shaq Langford is a Cleveland Brown. We were looking for our big-time deep threat. We found it in Shaq Langford from Ohio State. Huge player. He's got the prototype NFL build. Freaky athleticism. Natural route runner. I mean, he's just a phenomenal type of guy. Many consider him generational. I consider him generational. He's got that type of ability. He's got big, strong hands, and he will take you out. He will take you out. He was ranked number 12 in true value, and we got him at number 38. Speed burner as well, reliable pass catcher, and an all-star contested catch ability. This man is a monster. Look at these ratings with hidden development. This is our receiver of the future. We can pair him alongside Devontae Smith. We can pair him alongside Eddie Velasco and Miguel Perez. This is our wide receiver room. We are loaded. Now that we got rid of Jerry Jeudy, we also have Travis Hunter. I mean, this is a beefy wide receiver room, and Shaq Langford adds to that. And we got our guy in the 2nd round. We also have 2 more 2nd round picks, 56 and 63. So we might be able to do some damage here. At number 39, the Patriots will take Jose Alston, an edge rusher from Wisconsin. Ramon Leyva, I don't know how to say that name. He goes to Minnesota at 40. 41, Devon Maynard headed to Houston at 42. Miami takes Eli Elliott, another wide receiver. So I probably could have stayed at 39 and taken Shaq, but I just couldn't risk it. Julian Burks headed to New Orleans. The New Orleans Saints, man, I'm a little bit scared of them. They could be pretty good in the very, very near future. These guys look like they could be building something. Steven Rodgers heads to the Steelers. How funny is it that the Steelers got another Rodgers? But this time it's Steven out of Oklahoma, 6'1", 234, elongated motion with a quick release. So he gets the ball up to the point of release pretty slow, but when he gets it there, it's a quick release. Great sense of pressure. He's deceptively fast. You wouldn't think by just looking at him that he's got some wheels, but he can move a little bit. He's hard to bring down. He's got a strong lower body. He's basically a pretty beefy dude, and the Steelers might have found their guy. I mean, they are looking for a quarterback with Anthony Richardson being gone or being there, but not really the guy. So maybe Steven Rogers will end up being the guy. At number 45, the Vegas Raiders are up, and they will take Roger D'Imperio. So maybe we got to run on quarterbacks. The Raiders have been looking for their guy as well. He's a 6'1", 212 field general out of Michigan. This man's interesting because this man is 26 years old because he played college baseball and got drafted by the New York Yankees and played in the minor leagues for a few seasons. So he didn't start, and he played college baseball, got drafted, played a couple years in the minors, realized it really wasn't going to work in major leagues. He wasn't going to make it there. So he came back to college, went to Michigan. He played college baseball at Michigan, enrolled back at Michigan for football, and now gets drafted in the NFL. Not as old as a Brandon Weeden type, who I think was 28 when they drafted him, so a couple years younger, but still an older rookie. Maybe the Raiders got their guy, maybe they didn't. He's got a strong arm, and he pitched in he pitched in the minor leagues for the Yankees, so he's going to have a strong arm. He's got a fast over-the-top throwing motion, very successful inside the pocket. That's where a lot of his success comes from. He does have happy feet, though, when there's non-existent pressure, so he might get a little bit inside his head and think there's pressure, so he gets out early, leaves the pocket early, but he's good inside the pocket, but when he feels that pressure, he kind of crumbles a little bit. 46, the Atlanta Falcons are up, and they take Caleb Izzo, another center, off the board. The Giants at 47 take Tim Bates, an edge rusher. The Vikings at 48 will grab themselves Josh Bush, a running back out of Ole Miss. Okay, we were waiting to see when he went off the board, and he goes at number 48 to the Vikings. 5'8", he's a little guy, 196, has home run potential. If he can break one, he's gone. You're not catching him. It's just a matter of if he can actually break in the first place. He's a physical runner who protects the ball through heavy contact. He's got great soft hands. He's hard to bring down upon first contact, and he avoids big hits following first contact. He's a pretty all-around really good player, and that home run potential might take him to the next level. So the Vikings, with back-to-back picks here, take Josh Bush at 48, and at 49, they will take DJ Brenner, an edge rusher, headed to Minnesota out of Alabama. Commanders at 50 will take Josh Romero, another receiver, off the board. This is the receiver round, basically. The Jets take Austin Callaway at 51. The Chargers are up next at 52. They will take Frank Bush, another Bush going, Boosh. The Lions at 53 will grab themselves Dejon Peck, a running back, so maybe the Lions replacing Jahmyr Gibbs or getting ready for the replacement of Jahmyr Gibbs. Carlos Colon headed to the Seattle Seahawks. At 55, the Dolphins take Jacob Angulo, a will linebacker from a college. I don't know where he's from. And now at 56, we are up. Where do we go? There's a few players on the board. D. Booth is still available. I don't really think we need another receiver. I'm not going to take Russell Black here in the second round. He's more of a round 4 type of guy, I think. I'm not really sure where we go. I mean, we could go tight end. I could feel that. I wouldn't hate tight end here. But I also wouldn't hate trading out of this pick. I know we've only taken one guy, but our team is so good, we don't really need more than just a few different things here and there. Like, it's not like we desperately need a lot of stuff, and we can still wait a little bit on Javier early, because he does look pretty good. Hopefully we don't miss out on him, but I think we can still wait a little bit. We're really loaded everywhere. We don't really need a lot. So I don't want to just take a pick for the sake of taking it. If I think we can get value for it in the end, we might do that. We can get a second round pick from the Arizona Cardinals. That could be valued pretty highly. The Seattle Seahawks, the Rams. I'm only looking for probably 2029. The Falcons will give me their entire 2029 draft, basically. We already have their first round pick. They'll give me their second, their third, their fifth, and their seventh. They really want this second round pick. I don't think we can rely on the Falcons being that bad. I mean, I know we have their first, but can we really rely on the Falcons being bad enough to give us their second, their third? Do we really want to take the Falcons picks away? I don't think I want to take all of Atlanta's picks in 2029. Maybe they're going to be bad and they need all those other picks. But I could take the Carolina Panthers picks, although Panthers simulate fairly well, don't they? I'm kind of leaning towards the Cardinals. You know what? Let me trade out of this round, at least with this pick, and take the second round pick from the Cardinals next year. That could help us out. And with that pick, they take Mateo Garcia, and Will linebacker out of North Carolina. The Chargers take Tony Branch, wide receiver. The Titans take a running back, Earl Slayton. The Bucks are up at 59. They take Eric Cruz. The Bears will take J.D. Lidge. I don't know what I was saying there. The Vikings come up again. They take Javier Amaya, free safety prospect. The Saints come up again. They take Xavier Sheldon. And now we are up at 63, and this could be another trade out spot. It really could be. It really, really could be another trade out spot. The Falcons will give me their second and fourth round pick. I said I didn't want to take away all of their picks, but I mean, it seems like that's the best offer available. I could take the Cardinals' third round pick plus their 2030 third round pick. That might not be bad for like trades, possibly throwing in an extra third round pick, or just take away Tampa's second and fourth. Yeah, give me Tampa's second and fourth. Adding another second round pick cannot hurt. And they will take Kirk Bobbieri, a wide receiver, at 63. 64, the Ravens were up, and they will grab somebody with that spot. It will be... Who will it be? It will be Raphael Armstrong, a corner. A lot of corners off the board, man. The Bengals take Andy Folds at 65. At 66, the Cardinals take Marco Fernandez. 67 will be Ethan Carvey, a tight end prospect for the Packers. Trey Jimenez, 68 to the Ravens. The Colts will grab themselves Nick Swanson, a Mike linebacker at 69. Nice. The Patriots will take Trevante Rosemond, another tight end, and we are up here in the third round. This might be where we start taking some of our guys that we're kind of waiting on. And I'm thinking first up is that guy, Javier Early. We don't know much about him, but I think Javier Early, he's kind of a late addition. I didn't really scout him too much because I didn't really know what I liked about him. And I didn't really think he was going to be on the board still. So I didn't really put together any big-time notes on him. He's kind of a late addition to the board. But I do like him. He's a really good pass blocker. We can always use offensive line depth. How big is he? He's 6'4", 300. I think I'm going to grab myself Javier Early here in the third round. He's number 51 in true value. We got him at 71. Extensive understanding of blocking schemes, great pass blocker, stands ground when dealing with power moves. I like the sound of that. He does only have normal dev, but we can put him in training and we can get him a hopeful dev trade increase at some point. But I do like that pick. I think that's a pretty solid pick. And we took him in the third round, so it's not like a bust type of a pick. We can work on him. And he doesn't need to start right away. So now getting deeper and deeper into the draft here, we can go ahead and simulate, because I think most of the guys that I had projected for this draft have already gone, which is a good thing. A lot of the guys that I had projected are gone, and it looks like they are. So let's start simulating here to our next user pick in the fourth round, and we'll see what kind of is available. This is around the spot where I would take a Russell Black type of guy. He is still available. D. Booth is still available, actually. Why is D. Booth still available? He's a good player. I may just take him just because. We keep the two Ohio State products in the state of Ohio. I think I might do that. D. Booth, welcome to Cleveland. We didn't necessarily need another receiver, but D. Booth, I mean, I feel like he's a good player. 6'2", 205 out of Ohio State. Teammates with, obviously, Dwayne French, the quarterback, and Shaq Langford, another Cleveland Brown prospect that we, or draft pick that we have. He was underutilized. Maybe that's why he went as low as he did. He fell as far as he did because he didn't get as much love with Shaq Langford being the number one receiver, the main guy, obviously. He's a terrific route runner, high football IQ, he does the little things tremendously well. He doesn't really drop passes. He easily separates on short routes. He's strong, reliable hands. He's got soft hands as well. I mean, he's reliable. He's a reliable pass catcher, and we get another good player. He's got hidden dev. I mean, we're loaded at wide receiver. We do not need any more receivers. I didn't really even think we were going to take D. Booth, but we end up taking him, and he could be a good player for us. And the value was there. He was in the fourth round. I didn't think he was going to make it to the fourth round, but he ended up doing that. And now I think this is where we take our guy, Russell Black. He may be a field general archetype, but that elite speed is killing me. I mean, we cannot let this go. This is the type of quarterback that I'm looking for. Now, he does not throw the ball very well. I did scout this guy. He did not throw the ball very well. but he does have the speed. I'm going to take him. Russell Black is a Cleveland Brown, and taking him in the 5th round, there's not really any expectations. We already know we have our franchise quarterback in Julian Enriquez, but now we add 6'3", 216 Russell Black to the board. Has legit track speed. He ran track in high school. He broke the combine 40-yard dash for quarterbacks. He's a unreal type of runner. He struggles to read complex defenses, though, so he's not really going to be that type of guy. He does stand in the pocket and deliver under pressure, though. The throws might not be the greatest, but he can do that. He's a reliable runner, but he relies a little bit too much on his legs. He's got a good arm, not a great arm. We'll see how he processes the next level. He may just come in for specific packages in the game. He's got 91 throw power, though, so that may end up working out for us. 97 speed, though, 95 excel, 95 agility. Now we're talking. With a hidden dev as well. Russell Black could be the real deal. And he doesn't have, the pressure's not there. He doesn't have to start. He does not have to start for us because we have our franchise guy. We're now in the 5th round again. I'm not going to take, I think I'm going to take a punter in this draft, but I'm not going to take one. I'm not going to take one in the 5th round. So I'm going to trade back with the Bears. They're going to have this pick. And then I'm going to go to the 6th round. I may not even take anything in the 6th round. I mean, we don't need to take a punter in the 6th round. I think I kind of want to move on from Corey Bojorquez. So I think I might trade away this 6th round pick as well and pick up a couple of 6th round picks from the Arizona Cardinals. And then we'll take the punter McLaughlin in the 7th round. That makes it a little bit more reasonable to take a punter. And here he is, Tom McLaughlin out of Texas A&M. We're going to grab him. Now we're talking generational punters. Has the potential to be generational. 6'4", 235. He's an accurate punter. Has elite speed for the position, which you wouldn't think is very fast. But you know what? He can move a little bit. Maybe a few fake punt situations. You never know. He was a kicker for 2 years at Texas A&M before moving to the punter position, where he excelled like crazy. He was the Ray Guy winner 2 years in a row, and he was all SEC all 4 years of his career. Fantastic punter. He ends up being the #1 player in the entire class. He's a generational prospect, like I mentioned. Tremendous leg. His punts have great touch. He's just phenomenal. 96 kick power with hidden dev. I think we might have found our new kicker. Maybe we move him back to kicker, and Enrique Escobar, maybe we move him to punter. I don't know. Or we just keep Corey Bojorquez, because Tom McLaughlin is a freak, and taking him in the 7th round is really, really good value. And that is the 2028 NFL Draft, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a tremendous draft for us. I think we came away as pure robbers. Oh my God, he's an 86. Oh my God. This is the highest overall player I have ever seen in a Madden auto-generated draft. Oh my God. I mean, we killed this draft. When we didn't really need starters, we just needed role players. This is the best draft you could have asked for. Russell Black is a freak as a backup quarterback. I'm definitely going to put him in some training stuff and see what we can do with him. D. Booth is a tremendous value pick in the 4th round. Javier Early is a great depth offensive line piece. And Shaq Langford's a stud. I mean, Shaq Langford's going to be a star. There's no way around it. He's going to be an absolute star. But this punter is an 86 overall. I've never seen an overall that high. How is the rest of the class, though? He's clearly the best player. We knew that already going in. But then Tony Garner is an 84. Oh my God. Tony Garner's a menace. Bryce O'Donnell's an 82. This draft was loaded. Shane Rush is high. Angelo Hardwick, Manuel Barron. I knew he's going to be a freak. The Bengals got a stud. I'm a little bit worried about him. Rashad Coleman, we knew was good. Dwayne Jackson, Kofi Patterson. A lot of these guys we prospected, or we valued and we looked at. But getting a 86 overall player, regardless of being a punter or not, getting an 86 overall player is insane for me. Like, that's crazy. Who would have thought we get an 86 overall player, let alone it being a punter? I may move him to kicker. We have a preseason position battle. I wonder if that's for quarterback. I hope not. D'Angelo Stockton, the new leader in Indianapolis. We'll see where they go with that. Let's generate the best lineup to get all the rookies in there. I mean, we've got a loaded receiver room. It is just absolutely loaded. Our offensive line room looks great. The defense looks great. I mean, we're ready for a three-peat. And here is McLaughlin, already higher overall than Corey Bojorquez. Maybe we send Bojorquez to another team, although McLaughlin ends up being a 64 overall at the kicker position, which I don't necessarily like that much. I don't know. We'll see where we go with it. We'll see where we go with it. I want McLaughlin to be my kickoff specialist, though. I definitely want that. And I want Miguel Perez probably returning punts for me instead of Deion Brooks. I know Deion Brooks has got some speed, but I think I want Miguel Perez to do that. And I probably want Miguel Perez to be in the kick return room a little bit too. McLaughlin's going to be our punter. Escobar's going to be our kicker, but maybe McLaughlin takes over at punter. I think we can pretty much say Corey Bojorquez's job is pretty much gone now. And Russell Black, we'll see what we can do with him. I've never had a quarterback with that much speed that I drafted, so we'll see what we can do with him. But that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club. I'm going to go through, do the training camps like I always do, get ready for season number 4. And in the next episode, we will kick it off with a game, it looks like, against Buffalo, which is kind of an insane rematch of the AFC Championship. Is that who we played in the AFC Championship? I don't remember. I know we played them in the playoffs. I can't remember exactly if it was the AFC Championship or not, but we look to play them to start season number 4, and I'm hoping we start season number 4 better than we started season number 3, where we went to the Kansas City Chiefs place and lost. So that was one of our 2 losses. It was kind of a rough start to the season. We were like 1-2, I think. But that's going to do it for this episode. Off-season episodes are always crazy. I apologize for it taking so long, but I have to get all of the prospect profiles ready to go and everything. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.